Blessings, everyone. It's Jules, and I have Cynthia with me, and we are here in person in Sedona. And we actually just got back from flying over the Grand Canyon. And I'm not going to give it all away, but I'm going to let Cynthia just talk a little bit about her journey, and then we'll go into how we can really support everyone in creating a high vibrational life and the best 2024. So welcome, Cynthia.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
fun to have you here
Yeah.
in person. So let's just have you kind of introduce yourself and
Sure.
what you would like to share.
Yeah, so I am a spiritual abundance mentor, and my passion is to help people to live their true abundance through spiritual ascension and to manifest an amazing life full of miracles and magic. Living here in Sedona, it's all about the magic. And I also am a private pilot. So I took Jules up today in our Cessna 182, and we flew over the Grand Canyon, which was a lot of fun. It's one of the most spectacular ways to see the Grand Canyon, in my opinion. Super magical. And I guess that's me in a nutshell.
Well, and I have to say that is like you're so much more than that, because she's literally so brilliant, and she has some really fun and exciting things that have come through you just by connecting to your guides or your inner wisdom, however you want to see that. And like just some of the things that we were just talking about. And I'm going like this for a reason. But I know that by the time this goes live, your book will be released.
Yes.
So let's talk a little about that.
Yes. So I am really excited to get a book out. It's been 5 years since my last book, by the way. So my last book, if you want to grab it, it's right there. Stories in Your Hands was my first book, which was a palmistry book to help you understand your subconscious personality archetypes through your hand shapes. Okay, so it is definitely a psychology type book to help assist you in just understanding more of who you are, because your hands they reflect who you are. They're mirrors. So this book, the new book, is called The Mojo of Multidimensional Manifesting, which is kind of hopefully people like that title.
I love it. Love it. Like, let's be fun in this now, right?
Yeah, let's play a little bit more this time. And it's essentially a book to guide you into unlocking true abundance through spiritual ascension. And it uses messages that I've channeled over the last many, many years. I do a process called automatic writing. So I have journals that here's one right here. I have tons of these journals, and I will write down stuff that I get from the higher dimensions when I go into meditation. And so I started receiving messages from the angels, the archangels, my higher self has come in many times, different spirit guides, my writing guides, my problem solving guides, and also quite a number of ET groups, including the Pleiadian Council of Light, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Sirians. So yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, you have a whole room full.
Yeah,
I love it. I mean, we all do, but right. But
Yeah.
It's so fun that you're able to kind of connect in and be really clear on where the communication is coming from, because I know a lot of people aren't at this point.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's usually how my transmissions will begin. Will be a hello, Cynthia. And then it will tell me who is speaking. So it'll be like, this is your higher self speaking, or this is the Pleiadian Council of Light speaking, and so they'll tell me, or this is Archangel Gabriel or Archangel Shamuel. And so
Okay, I have to ask this question because this is so funny. So, do you ever like tune in? So you're like, tune the dial. Okay, I want to speak to the Palladians now, and then you can.
Sure. Yeah,
I love that. I mean, this is how much fun this could be.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can request to speak to different whoever you wish to speak with, really. And yeah, you can tune your dial.
It's like, what radio station, honey?
So if I know I want to talk to the Pleiadians one day, I will definitely call them in. And that's actually part of my book.
I love that.
Is how do you communicate with some of those different higher dimensional beings is how I like to refer to them.
I love it. I love it. And I can say that I haven't read your whole entire book, but I've read quite a bit of it. And there's a lot of information in that book.
Yeah, there is quite a bit. And that's why I took over a year to actually write this book. And I didn't want to just put something out there that I just threw together in, how some people write books and they say, write your book in 90 days or less. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I have actually taken some of those courses and I have studied like, how do you write books and how do you do that? But at the same time, sometimes the information needs a little time to sit and grow organically how it wants to be presented. So my guides actually said, hey, it would be really good for you to finish your book by July, and I did finish almost all the writing by July, but then I just let it sit for like a month. And I'm like, you know what? I know something else is going to come through. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to just let it sit there for a little bit. And then we're going to go back to it. And sure enough, my editor at the time, she was like, I'm so glad that you weren't in such a rush to just hurry and publish your book.
There's always going to be the next one too.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
There's always more.
Absolutely. We can wait too long too, but then there's those people who wait 20 years to publish a book, which I find to be a little long.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a little too long.
Especially with the frequency of time and space that we're in now.
But I do feel like a year is a good amount of time to spend on a book.
For sure.
And it's an adequate amount of time. And I'm very glad that it's, I'm now ready to present it to the world.
And we're excited for you to present it to the world. So I know you have something here that is from your book, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you feel like this is appropriate time, or do you want to process a little more first?
We can, I have many pieces right here, so we can use all or none of it.
Well, okay, so let's tune in. So we're about how to hold a high vibration, right? Even in the chaos, like how do we hold a high vibration? And then how do we hold focus for, if you will, manifesting our best life? And as we're kind of moving into the holidays and we're looking at next year, let's just put that all into a nice juicy salad and give it
yum.
Yeah, right? Like it should be yummy. We actually just had a yummy salad.
We did. It was delicious. So I did get a really beautiful message about manifesting. And this is one of the messages that came through. And it said, you are already a magical manifester of any abundance that is in alignment with your vibrational resonance. To bring something new into your life, you need to create your desire in the realm of creation. Feel it with your connection to the cosmic heart and follow through with proactive steps as you know your desire is arriving. Bring resonance to your thoughts, feelings, actions, and reactions that are a vibrational match to your desire. This is how to manifest in your third dimensional plane of existence.
Okay, there was one part in there that I feel like we need to highlight right now, because this one place is where I feel like so many people get hung up. is they want to sit around and feel it. They want to sit around and visualize it. They want to sit around and, oh, like all the things it'll be. But that one little step in there that you said was take action.
Yes.
That we actually have to do something.
Yes, 100%. If we don't take action, like I just, not to pick on any of my clients, okay? I love all of my clients to no end, I'm telling you. But I have one client who went through a problem with his wife dying. Okay, so it's hard, right?
It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. And I'm very compassionate towards him, and I adore him. And he wants to find a new partner, but
dun, 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 dun.
Here's the problem. He is not willing to go out of his house and go out and find this woman who he knows is out there. And so every time I see him, it's like, you need to take some action. What action have you done to actually bring? And he's like, well, how do you know she's not just going to knock on my door?
Well, I would say, does he at least do his own grocery shopping? Because now you don't even have to do that.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know him that well. But it's, my heart is so full for him, and I hold space for him to find that beautiful person that he's looking for. But at the same time, and I've had other clients just like him, where they were not willing to do the steps. And so, yes, you will, I promise you, if you start meditating and you start your manifesting and you start doing stuff, you will get inspiration from the higher dimensional realms. And yes, they definitely are supporting you in so many ways, and so way more than you can imagine. But you still have to take the steps. I mean, that's how I became a pilot. I was terrified. Okay. First of all, I did not know anything about flying. I don't come from like an aviation background. My parents, my brother is a private pilot, but he didn't pass that on to me in any way. So I went flying with him once, maybe when I was like, younger.
Right.
And so when this inspiration and this opportunity came up, I didn't jump on it right away because I was fearful. And I do feel like there's a lot of fear and that's probably why people don't take action, because they're very comfortable in their own, whatever it is.
Right.
Okay. Their own energy. It's like, oh, but it's so much safer.
Their frequency.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's what you were talking about.
Yeah,
And that is that your frequency is everything.
Yeah. So you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. And the guides will give you inspiration. That's what they did with me. They said, here is, we're giving you all this stuff and we want you to use it, and you need to go write your book. Do you have to write your book? This is how they put it. You do not have to write your book. You do not have to do anything, but it would be very beneficial for you and everyone else on the planet if you did. And so I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Is it my comfort zone to publish a book? No, it's not. I'm actually pretty much a introvert, like I'm quite introverted. I'm very happy being alone. I can spend the whole day just meditating.
I like the alone part. I don't know about meditating all day, but yeah. I feel like we all know what it feels like to be comfortable in our own little reality that we create for ourselves.
Exactly. So the thought of actually going out and flying an airplane was like so far beyond what I had imagined at the time. It took me a month to actually think about it. And then it took, I actually have kind of a funny little story that goes along with all my big changes in life. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I get signs from the universe. And one of my signs is when I break a wine glass.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I had a glass of wine full of, maybe half a glass of red wine.
Oh.
You guys can all picture what's about to happen. I broke the glass. I don't even know how it broke. It was crazy. It broke in half. It broke in two pieces. The wine spilled all over my leather couch. But this is what was weird. The way that it spilled, I didn't drop a single drop on the floor, so it didn't ruin my carpet. And it just fell in the crease.
Oh, interesting. And she has a black couch.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah. It's like a dark chocolate brown.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so it didn't, like, nothing got stained, nothing got ruined, but the glass was just broken in two pieces and the wine was just all inside that crease. And so when that happened, I'm just like staring at it like, wow, first of all, I don't even know how I broke it. Like it just broke, right? It was crazy. And so then I knew, okay, there is a major, major shift happening in my life right now. And it's going to be good. Like I always look at breaking wine glasses as a positive, even though sometimes it can appear negative at first, but I knew it was going to be good, but I knew it was also going to be very big.
Yeah.
And so that was the last time I broke a wine glass.
Okay. Wow. Well,
yeah.
And okay, so I have known you since, what was it? It's
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
And we met at a podcasting event.
Yes.
And so I always remembered you as the palm reader, right?
Yep.
And then she'd look at and be like, oh, you would be good with somebody that has this kind of hand, right? It was so interesting. And and it was always so fascinating. But behind that, the wisdom that you held is just, it's like no other, you guys. I mean, this woman is truly connected. And so with that, there was we were talking downstairs during lunch about manifesting. And so let's go into some of the channeling that you had around our fingertips.
Yeah, this is some of the most interesting channelings that I have received in, well, pretty much ever, in my opinion. Like,
I agree. Like, this is really cool.
Yeah, this is like the most groundbreaking stuff that I have ever heard from any material. Honestly, it's so fascinating. And I feel like it's come to me because of my background in hand analysis. And I have been reading hands now for over 15 years. And I've read for over 7,000 people. So it is definitely, and this came through a deja vu experience too, by the way. It was like, I didn't choose it, it chose me. And it was like, oh yeah, you've definitely studied this before, so you need to study it again, was kind of how it came through. So that's how I got started in hand reading. And so this channeling came through from the Pleiadian Council of Light. That's how they address themselves. And they said, we are here to assist you in understanding dermatoglyphic epigenetics. And you are going to be working with portals that are located in your palms. And you are going to be accessing and actually raising your vibration through these portals. And so I was really fascinated because, first off, the fingerprints are amazing. Okay, if anybody who doesn't know anything about fingerprints, they form 5 months before you're born. They're fully formed at that point. They never change. They're your soul imprint. So they represent your life purpose, your soul agenda, your lenses that you go through life, how you look through life. They tell you your life lessons. And they also represent different elements. Okay, so there's 14 different types of fingerprints, by the way, and they correspond to different elements. So like a loop, for example, is the water element, or a tented arch is a fire element. So you can also look at it that way, which is also quite fascinating. The elements show up all over the hands. But anyway, so the Pleiadians came in and they said that your fingerprints are not just to identify that soul agenda, but they are a way to access your multidimensionality. And so when you access that multidimensional aspect of yourself through these portals, you can rise above your genes. That's what epigenetics is all about. You don't have to be stuck in the old stories, the old paradigms, the old whatever it is. I don't care what you've been through.
You know how I feel about that.
And that's what gets me even more excited, because it's like, yeah, we have these things on our hands, but we can use them in such a positive way that we can move past whatever limitation you have. I don't care what it is, I mean, I firmly believe we can heal from anything.
Oh yeah.
Anything. And that's really what we're here for. We're here to heal our wounds. We're here to learn our lessons. We're here to grow and evolve and ascend in our spirituality. And we're not meant to be stuck and stagnant for the rest of our lives. We're not meant to be suffering, like suffering is optional.
It is. I mean, that's why it's just time to have fun. I feel like the suffering of ascension is old paradigm.
I agree.
It is fast. It is easy. It's entertaining. It's creative.
Yes.
And this is so fun.
Yes.
I'm like, you'll know why I'm doing that here in a minute.
Exactly. So the Pleiadians, they are a benevolent extraterrestrial group, for those who are not familiar with the ETs. And they told me actually that I have ET lineage with the Pleiadians, so that's why I connect with them. But I do communicate with some of the other ones occasionally, although they do seem to take sort of a back seat to the Pleiadians, at least for me, because they know that they're my main teachers now. And so it's like, okay, but I can totally call in other ones if we need to, or I can identify. This is the other cool thing, is I can identify through fingerprints what your lineage is.
Fun.
So I got a whole download on that.
That's cool.
Really interesting. But yeah, so the portals you can work with, you can open them. You can actually talk directly to lines on your hands, which I was also told you can do. So
I get this.
Yeah. So
and it's information.
Yeah.
It's your Google system.
Yeah. So there was actually a study done, I believe it was Korea, where they would do surgery on their hands. And so they would remove a line, for example, that they thought was like a horrible, line. Get it surgically removed. And then they thought that it would change their life. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I don't know like what the results of that study were, but they definitely believe in it. And I know it's being done, probably not here in the States, but this was in like South Korea or Japan or something.
That is bizarre.
Yeah. So, but how I've learned about it is like, okay, well, yes, I know the lines can change because I've watched them over, so many decades now, like a long time. And my mom even found my handprint when I was like 5. Oh my gosh, that was such a treat. Because I was like, wow, I wish I had my handprint when I was a little kid. And she found it in a drawer one day. It was amazing. And she sent it to me a few years ago. It was like the best gift I could have ever had. It was so cool to see like, yeah, what did my 5-year-old hand have? Now I can go back and look at it. It's really fun. But my point of that is that I did have changes in my hand, and I could actually see over a huge amount of time now what were those changes, and also what was the same. So that was really fascinating to me, and I loved working with that.
That is really, really fun. And I'm just thinking here, it makes sense that the information that's on our hands, because I mean, our hands are portals, right? Like, I mean, we are vortexes, right? Like we are these energy beings that are walking around, and we don't even know how powerful we are if we just stop and like listen and look at the information that's being shown to us. We have everything we need to become the most advanced technology there is. And this is going to be so much fun. So let's talk a little bit about how we can use our finger portals to raise our vibration and manifest.
Yes. Okay. So everybody, first off, needs to understand that each finger is a portal. Okay. So there's 10. When we think of our 10 fingerprints, our 10 fingers, we have a portal for each finger. We also have a portal right in the center of the palm. Okay. This is called your portal of change. Okay. So I would suggest if we're going to work with a portal, we might want to start actually with the portal of change and then work into the portal of willpower, which is the thumb, the right thumb, by the way. So the left thumb is the collective willpower. So yes, we are in this quantum soup and we are interacting with each other and we have a collective energy, and that's in the left thumb. But the right thumb is your personal willpower and what you're choosing to do with your life. Okay. And then the center of the palm, this is our point of change. Okay. So you can activate your point of change very easily just by massaging the middle part of your palm. This is also called the Lao Gong point in Chinese acupuncture.
Okay.
So yeah, this is definitely in the book, by the way. So in case you don't remember,
we'll definitely put the link for the book in the show notes too.
Yeah. So you can just massage that point and you can activate it. And you can actually speak directly to.
I was gonna say, should let people be thinking of their intention right now?
Yeah, this is what I would recommend.
Wait, hold on. Is it different in each palm because of right and left, or is that just with the fingers?
For the portal of change, I would say it's very similar in the two. So yeah, it doesn't matter which one you work with, or work with both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you want to start out by speaking to your portal. Okay, so this is where we would say, portal of change, I open and activate you to claim my divine birthright of choosing to change, and then think about what it is that you want to change. Okay. So choosing to change stagnation, choosing to change vibration, maybe you want to up your vibration. I'm choosing to change maybe my limiting perspective, whatever it is, just think about those things as you massage that point. Okay, so then bring the two hands together. So we're lining up our 2 points, right? And then bring it up to your heart. And then take a deep breath. And then you'll also probably notice once you wake up that point of change, it's like it feels so good, doesn't it? I mean, just doing that massage is really fun. Another one that I actually do with people a lot is a lot of people want to expand, right? They want to grow, they want to expand, they want to be more confident in their ability to do these things, because I do feel like a lot of people struggle in just their knowingness that they can do it. And that's also why, the guide said you all already are a magical manifester.
Yeah.
Like you need to know that. Okay. So my point on that is the fingers and how we spread out the fingers represents our willingness and our openness to change. Okay. Yeah. So if you have really tight fingers, which by the way, I read for a lady one time who literally put her fingers like this on the paper when I inked her. Okay. And it's very sad to say, but she was being abused. Okay. She was being abused by her husband, and she actually had to sneak over to even see me. It was very sad.
Yeah.
So of course she was closed and she didn't trust me, which also, if you curl your fingers in, that means I don't trust you. So yeah, there's a lot of tells in hands. So what you want to do is open up those fingers. Okay. So if you want to be more open, say, hey, I'm willing to let this energy in, just open up your hands and see how that feels. Okay. And then go ahead and squeeze them really tight. And then open them up again. And just do this for a minute. Okay. Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
Like, it's so amazing. And then just keep saying, you know, I'm open to change. I welcome and allow change. Change is easy for me. Change is fun. Change is exciting. Change is a pleasure. Okay. Doesn't that feel good?
It's like jazz hands.
Jazz. For sure. Jazz. Okay, but you guys get the point. And it's funny. Like, yeah, you can just laugh at this video. I don't care. But it's great. But I'm telling you, it is really good and it really works.
I love it. I love this.
So that's one way that I would recommend that you work with your hands.
I love it. I love it. And now it's just like, everyone just take a moment. Don't you feel more energy in your body? You feel your vibration is raised.
Yeah.
And you welcomed something into your life that is going to create change for the better, right? And then that's part of ascension, is if we're always going to be the same, we're going to keep getting the same.
Exactly.
But when we invite in change, and we're following it up with, I invite this change, meaning I'm not resisting it.
Exactly.
Then we get to move into the beauty and the magic of that quantum field. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And had I not been, you know, brave enough to write the book or brave enough to take those flight lessons, you know, I mean, that took a lot of guts. And I wouldn't have been the same person, but my guides actually told me I would be more multidimensional if I learned how to fly an airplane, which makes perfect sense because you're in a multidimensional space. And so it's like, wow, I get that.
I love that. I remember I interviewed you a couple of years ago, and I remember you saying that in the interview, and I just thought it was so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
But it's really opened up so much more. Like, I look back on it now and it's like, wow, okay, yeah, I don't know that I would have gotten the messages from the Pleiadians that I've been getting had I not gone through that training. You know, like, I don't even know.
You know, it's funny, when you said training, I literally saw it as training of saying yes to the guidance more than training of actual, like, I mean, because I know that was intense for you.
Yeah.
But I really saw behind that is the willingness to keep saying yes.
Yes, exactly. And it does take you to places that you don't always anticipate. Like, I didn't expect to come to Sedona. I wasn't even planning on moving out of Colorado. I loved Colorado, and I still and always will love Colorado. But it's like, well, the universe had other plans for me, and it was like, it's time for you to move to Sedona. And so now here I am. And had I not said yes to that, you know, who knows how that would have been different. So yeah, so sometimes we don't, and this is the problem, I think, with a lot of people, is they want to see the end first. And they want to go, well, I want 100% guarantee that I'm gonna make sure that this works and blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't work like that. Okay, no. How it actually works is your willingness and your openness and your acceptance into the adventure, because that is exactly what we are on. And that's what the guides actually told me right from the beginning. They're like, you are on an adventure and you are living a human experience in a body, but you're a spiritual being of infinite reality. And it's up to you to choose. And that's where the willpower comes in. Okay, so that's our right thumb. Okay, so we're moving into our right thumb now.
Let's do it.
So the thumb is your portal of willpower. Okay, so you would look at your thumb and you say, right thumb, portal open, so that I may access my divine birthright of willpower and manifestation, so that I may claim whatever it is that you want to claim. Okay, so think of something you want to claim. I claim my infinite abundance. I claim my alignment with my higher self, so that I may manifest in that alignment of joy and fun and play and playfulness. and in that alignment of soul agenda. Okay. And then just bring that into your heart. Okay. So again, we want to bring it up to the heart and then just feel that, and if you have your own intention, go ahead and feel whatever that intention is. Breathe that directly from your thumb, from your right thumb portal of willpower. Breathe that into your heart. And claim what it is that you want. I claim my ability to manifest any abundance. I claim my knowingness as a magical manifester of any abundance. I claim my trust that all is and always will be in total love. And feel the connection to the cosmic heart, which is the universal heart energy. Can feel that connecting right through your thumb portal, right through your own heart. And just notice what's going on in your body. How does that feel when you put your thumb there? How does it feel when you're making that connection? And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can release it.
I feel like we should kiss our thumbs.
Oh, I know
Thumb portal.
Trust me, you'll have a whole new relationship with your hands by the end of this. I just adore my hands now.
I love it. I do. Yeah. I mean, and what I love about that too is we should love ourselves like that all the time. And this is just showing us our own brilliance,
absolutely,
our own magic. It's so, I mean, just this is amazing. Yeah, I just love it.
Yay.
Roger agrees.
Yeah, Roger's here. He's such a cutie.
Oh, yes, man.
Yeah, he's such a good boy. So yeah, so hopefully everybody feels really good after that.
I feel it. I definitely feel it.
Yeah. So yeah, I have another message from the Pleiadians, if you would like to hear.
Let's hear it.
So this is a good passage. Okay. So they said, we would very much like you to understand the importance you all have, the power to reverberate love into the field. Okay. So we just did love into the field because I ended with that, right? And we connected our heart to the cosmic heart. Okay, so this is what they said. They said, for now is a time of renewal, a time of rebirth, and a time of remembrance. It is time for you to remember the truth of your nature, your divine nature. It is time to drop the false identities of smallness, insignificance, helplessness. The time is now to remember your placement in the cosmic pattern of all that is. We would very much like to share what we can with you and those who are ready to hear the truth. There are many still in the very convincing illusion of separation and agony of distress. And this makes me sad. Like I feel a sadness around that. We will give you some protocols for you to do to assist in slowly cracking the shell. So just what we did was one of the processes, for example. And there's many others, and that's part of my new training, which I'm so excited to share with people. For if the shell is cracked too quickly, it can lead to further psychological or physical damage to the delicate human form. That is why we don't just appear and speak to everyone, which totally makes sense, right? What if a Pleiadian walked into your living room and said, hi, how many of you would actually be able to handle that?
And be honest.
Yeah, be honest about that, okay? Imagine it's late at night, too.
When you're just like walking in the house.
Yeah. Exactly. and some like very tall being who's sort of glowing, and it could kind of scare you, right? So that's why they don't do that. And that's why they communicate with us telepathically. So they say that there is too much risk and too many who are still trapped inside their created illusions. So of course, it's very important for us to just have this awareness of like, okay, we are all on different levels of our ascension, right? So yeah, we're, everybody has a different set of knowledge that they've learned over their years. They have a different set of circumstances. They have a different set of, their past lives and their lineage and, their environment. I mean, all these things will impact how you see the world. And so it makes sense to me why the Pleiadians and the other dimensional beings don't just show up, in your living room.
Though I do feel we aren't too far from getting to a vibrational pattern as a collective to where
I agree.
that will become not unusual.
I agree. I think it is coming, and I think they're leading up to it. And I think maybe that's why they really are so persistent about us getting these messages out. It's like, yeah, tell people we exist, tell people we're here to help them. And we're not just imagination, and we're not just, they're not giving me this information just randomly. They want to help us, like there's a reason for it. And it also helps them to ascend. And that's what they told me in a transmission, is that their ascension is also dependent on our ascension. So it's very, very important to them. And it's very important to us. And we're connected through our lineage. So they are like our relatives, right? Yeah, they're our relatives. And of course we love our relatives. And I call them the galactic family now.
You know what, I'm getting this image because I think it's so funny when people have issues to think that we're the only beings in this universe. Okay, let's step back, because there was a time when Columbus thought that they were the only, so this is no different. So it's like one point we thought our little colony of people were the only people, and then they go across the world and there's like, oh, there's people here too. Well, why would it be any different that there'd be people outside the earth as well? Exactly. Right? Like they're no different. It's just more people, and they might look a little different.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just like sometimes it's just like, really, like let's open our mind just a little bit. Yes. and not be so egotistical that we think that we're the only conscious beings that walk on 2 feet that have an intelligence. I mean, I know it's crazy. Very unlikely that that is true.
I know. I find that very sad, the people who still don't believe in that. And I've seen UFOs now here in Sedona multiple times. And I've also spoken with pilots who have been pilots for many years. I had the really beautiful luxury of getting to know this 90-year-old pilot. Oh. And he was a commercial pilot out of California for many years. And he's also very spiritual. So I can talk to him about all my crazy stuff. He loves it. And he can't wait till my book comes out. He's like so sweet. And so I asked him, I'm like, well, have you ever seen any UFOs? And he said, oh, yes, 2 in his lifetime. He said one came right up to his airplane when he was flying. Oh, wow. And stopped. It came in super fast. Woof. And he just was like, whoa. And he said it was like round shaped, and it was a UFO. Yeah. And it knew exactly where he was. It knew what it was doing, and he didn't know like what it wanted to convey or anything. And then it flew off really fast. And then another one came in a different year. It wasn't the same year, but he had another experience that was similar. And he was just like, oh yeah, UFOs they're real. I've never had that up close and personal with my plane yet, but I would welcome it, I suppose.
Inviting it.
Yeah. 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 Okay, yeah, let's bring it in.
I love it. You know what? I have this, like, everybody from this call is going to be like, they're going to be walking around the kitchen. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm manifesting change
That's right.
through my willpower in my
Mhm.
heart space. And I'm going to invite you to do it with me. That's
Yeah.
the new prayer. That's the new
Yes.
prayer when you're sitting around the table with your family. It's
Absolutely.
going around, and then
Yeah.
whoever wants to share can share. Like
Yeah.
that's like so
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, I think that would be, yeah, my husband and I do it all the time together. We do our new moon intentions
Do you ever
together.
touch thumbs?
We haven't, but I think that's a great idea.
Especially on the collective side.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, we're gonna start doing that. Why not?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I want you to talk a little bit about, because I know you have a program coming up that you're going to
Yes.
be releasing. So let's talk a little bit about what that's about.
Yes, it's called the Portals of Ascension Mastery Certification. And it has come about through the teachings of the Pleiadians, and they wanted me to take my training and what they really want to teach to a much higher level. Okay, so I'm really honored to be the translator, I guess you would call me, as for them, and also through my own knowledge of hands, which is really extensive. And so they want to share the portals, so taking you through all 10 of your portals, and also the one in your palm, so the portal of change, so technically 11. And they want to help you to open and activate all 10 of your portals. And so they're giving me tools and processes that they want me to teach. So some of the information I've had for years, which is kind of interesting, and some of it is brand new. So it's all kind of fun because now it's really coming together. It's like, wow, yeah, I've known about this stuff for like forever. And then this is like brand new. So it's kind of a meld of like stuff that I've carried with me over my 20 plus years of spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And then it's taking that and it's overlaying the Pleiadian aspect of the portals and how to work with the portals. So it's really, I'm really excited to share it with people.
So at the end, you're saying it's a certification. So will they be able to read other people's fingers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is part of the, if you choose, like it's not a requirement. If you don't want to certify and you just want to take the course, that's totally fine. But if you want to take it to a level where you want to work with other people and you want to work with clients, like maybe you already have a spiritual practice, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a life coach, maybe you're a healer of some type. I mean, I've been collecting tools. I don't know about you, but I've been collecting tools for a long time now. And sometimes we, want to add another tool. So this could be like another tool for your toolbox.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's amazing. And you can use it just for yourself because it's definitely an amazing transformation journey for yourself, but it's also could be used for your family, for your friends, for clients. And that is an option. So
amazing. I'm getting it. So we were talking downstairs about ascended astrology. This is ascended
palmistry. Yeah, absolutely.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And it's time to ascend all those tools, right? It's
Absolutely.
a time to bring it into the field, if you will.
Yes.
And like, oh, okay, that's what it was in the old paradigm. But now that we're in this higher frequency, what is it now? And it's so brilliant. I think I'm super excited about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
me too.
Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. Well, okay. So let's sum it up a little bit. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you just feel that we should talk about?
Well, I just want to reiterate to everybody that you are a magical manifester of any abundance. Don't let anybody or anything talk you out of your knowingness of yourself as a true spiritual being of infinite potential. Okay. Nobody's going to do that. You might do it to yourself, but stop doing that.
It's so funny. I just told my friend the other day, I'm like, you are the only one that sees yourself the way you see yourself because everybody else sees you as beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true though. We're
Yeah.
so hard on ourselves.
We are, and that's why it's so important to have the awareness. And that's one thing I love about hands is they do bring in the awareness of who you are on a very high level. And it's not, you're not meant to be in suffering forever. So if you are suffering, know that you can move out of it. And it's through those little things. It's the 4 things that influence your reality: your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, which we talked about very extensively, and also your reactions or your responses. So, you have to, it's a daily practice, and it is one that is well worth the effort. So I call my audience the spiritual high achievers, because to me, that is who I love working with, because they're the ones who are going to actually put in the effort and do the work.
They're not looking for a magic pill. They just want to know how. If you're one of those people, thank you. Because the magic pill, it doesn't work.
No,
it doesn't work, you guys.
No,
you have to actually do something. Yeah,
you do. And nobody can do it for you. No. So this is the other thing, it's like, I can, it's like the horse, right? You take the horse to the water and but you can't make it drink, right? The horse has to drink on its own. So it's the same with you and your spirit and your soul evolution. You are on a very spiritual journey, and it's your own journey. And we chose to come to earth. We chose this body. We chose everything. We chose to be on this path. We chose where we were going to be born. We chose our parents. I mean, literally everything we choose. And then we have the free will, right? We're on earth. We're on a free will planet. That means that we can choose to follow the higher guidance or not. And so ultimately, there's nobody to blame for your life other than you. And that also means that you have the power to get out of it. And that's where I like to help people understand. It's like, you have the tools within you and your hands, and you can empower yourself to move into any state of abundance that you want.
I love it.
And I am here to be the anchor for you, your cheerleader. Like, I'm all of those things. I'm your, I'm your coach, I'm your cheerleader, I'm your advocate to help you to take those steps.
I love everything that you just said. And so just step back for just a moment and ask yourself, who am I in my life right now? Am I the victim, or am I empowering? Am I empowering my life? And am I choosing from that place? And then just be really honest. And then look at that. Okay, well, if I'm choosing to be a victim at a certain part of my life, then that's one place in my life I know I need to change.
Absolutely.
She just gave you an amazing tool of how to start doing that.
Yep.
Chills.
And it worked.
Okay, everybody, with your family. I mean, how fun would this to be with little kids, right? It's so
they
much
do it
fun.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll put the links below, but do you have a website you would want to shout out right now?
Absolutely. Go to ascension17.com for everything ascension related.
And you'll have the book audio there as well. So that's her free gift.
So the Mojo of Multidimensional Manifesting. My free gift is chapter 1, which is what is multidimensionality? And it takes you through the 7 aspects of ascension. So we didn't even talk about that in this interview, but it's in the chapter 1. So it's a lot of information.
It is a lot of information, really. Yeah, it's a lot. But that's where we are, though. It's like we need to have a foundation of information so that we know what to do when we're in situations where we're ready to move past whatever it is that we're seeing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So
thank you, Cynthia. This was so fun. I'm sorry if I got a little giddy because it's just so fun. I can't help it.
No, it's awesome. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, we're sending so much love to you and your brilliance, and to everybody that's listening. I hope you
Yes,
all
for
are
sure.
feeling uplifted right now, and you're
Mhm.
kind of tapping into the energy of just how easy this really can be
For
when
sure.
we get out of our way and we just do these little things, and then we get to watch the magic unfold. So I hope that you get to watch the magic unfold with the gifts that Cynthia gave us today, and then definitely go to the ascension17.com and check out her free gift there. We love you guys.
Mm.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yes, thanks everybody. Have a great day.